Hello, my name is Caitlin and welcome to Country Kitchen SweetArt's channel. In today's video, I will show you how to decorate these sugar cookies with buttercream flowers. Let's get started. I will be using Cellobake's buttercream to decorate these sugar cookies. You can use any pre-made or homemade buttercream recipe for decorating. Color your buttercream as desired and fill piping bags with piping tips and your colored buttercream. I will show you what color and tip I used for each cookie throughout the video. The first cookies I will show you how to decorate will be a rosette piped on a circle and a whimsical rose cookie. Starting with the circle cookie, I am using star tip number 1M and purple buttercream. Pipe a rosette on the cookie by starting in the center and working your way to the edge using a circular motion. Then, with green buttercream and large leaf tip number 366, pipe a leaf making sure the pointed ends are on the top and bottom. Be sure to wipe off any excess frosting at the end of your tips so you are able to pipe clean lines for your next cookie. I will be using the same techniques used on the circle cookie for this whimsical rose cookie. Make sure the leaf tip is oriented in the correct direction with the points on the top and bottom. Next, I will show you how to use Russian tips to pipe a flower bouquet using the same circle and whimsical rose cookies. Start by adding a thin layer of buttercream to the cookie using an offset spatula. This will help the frosting from the Russian tips adhere to the cookie. Make sure the buttercream used for those tips is stiff and that the end of the tip is clean. I will be using tip number 248 to create a daisy and tip number 242 to create a rose. When piping with these tips, hold the end close to the cookie, then begin applying pressure. Allow the frosting to make contact with the cookie, then pull up while applying pressure to create the flower, then release the pressure. Repeat this technique for all of the flowers piped with Russian tips. Using yellow buttercream and a small round tip, pipe a dot in the center of each white flower. Pipe leaves in the open spaces using leaf tip number 349, making sure it is oriented correctly. Use the same techniques from the circle cookie to pipe a bouquet of flowers on the whimsical rose cookie. This cookie has a large leaf section, so be sure to use the large leaf tip to fill this area, as well as any larger empty spaces on the cookie. The next cookie I will be decorating is a sunflower cookie using piping and palette knife techniques. Use yellow buttercream with the large leaf tip to pipe individual petals on each section of this cookie. Start by piping one petal section, then pipe the next petal directly across from the first. Then pipe the next two petals halfway between the first two. Fill in the remaining sections with these piped petals to create a uniform look. Use brown buttercream with a small round tip to pipe dots in a circle for the center of this flower. For the second technique, you will need yellow buttercream in a container and a small palette knife. Test out a few petals with different amounts of buttercream to make sure you are using just the right amount for this cookie. Scoop up a small amount of buttercream and make sure there is no frosting hanging over the edge of the palette knife in order to achieve a clean petal. Line up the palette knife with a petal section and gently apply pressure to the frosting against the cookie. As you pull the palette knife towards the center, gradually apply more pressure until you reach the center and are able to end the petal. Continue adding petals using this technique until it is filled in. You can leave the cookie as is with one layer of petals, or you can add another layer using a smaller amount of buttercream for each section. Use the brown buttercream with the small round tip to pipe the center of the flower with small dots. Next, I will show you 3 ways to create a greenery stem using round and leaf tips and a palette knife. Starting with a small round tip and green buttercream, pipe a stem down the center of the cookie, adding smaller stems on either side for each leaf section. Use the large leaf tip, making sure to orient the tip so the points are at the top and bottom to pipe the leaf in each section. To create the wavy leaf look, move the tip forward then backward as you are piping. You can leave this cookie as is, or add smaller leaves using tip number 349 to fill in the empty spaces. For the next technique, start by piping the main stem and smaller stems like the previous cookie. Using a larger round tip such as tip number 10, pipe leaves by applying a lot of pressure at the tip of the leaf and gradually releasing pressure as you move the tip towards the stem. Repeat this technique for the remaining leaf sections on this cookie. For the final technique used to create a greenery stem, I will be using green buttercream and a small palette knife. To create each leaf section, I will be using the same technique and amount of buttercream as I did for the sunflower cookie. Once all of the leaf sections are completed, use the small round tip to pipe the main stem and smaller stems. The techniques used in this video can be applied to sugar cookies, cupcakes, and cakes to create unique designs. Click the link in the description to check out all of the products used to make these cookies, including the piping tips. Once these cookies are finished, you can add white or a colored jewel dust using a dry dust pump. It is best to add the jewel dust before the buttercream has crusted over so that the glitter adheres to the frosting. Thank you for watching until the end of our video, and be sure to stick around so you can learn where to find all of the products used in this video and how to stay connected with us. To find the products used in this video, scroll down to the description and click on that link. That link will take you to our website, and below the photo you will find all of the products used to make these cookies. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram to stay updated on our newest products, sales, and to see what we are doing in our store. If you would like to see more videos like this one, check out our Easter and Spring playlist on our channel. Be sure to leave us a comment down below, letting us know what you thought of this video and what kinds of videos you would like to see next. And we would like to thank you for all of your comments on our previous videos. Tune in for our next video, where I will be showing you how to melt chocolate, as well as some tips and tricks when troubleshooting. See you next time!